Bum, bum, bum. All right, hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic dino action. Oh my goodness, you are in for a real treat. I've done this a couple times, 3 I think, at least 2 times over the years of playing dinosaurs day in and day out. But tonight is time for a revisit of Wakening Suns Avatar and a bunch of other spicy dinos, you could say. It's more of a toolbox list, I would imagine. 5 ways, hello. Hopefully all is well. It's not a whole ton of Wakening Suns Avatars. It is only a single copy, but we'll go over the main point. We've got a lot of big dinos. Wakening Suns Avatar, though, when it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand. So no funny business, no cheating this thing out from the graveyard, from your library. You got to actually put in the work and play it fair. Your opponent might not think it's too fair when you sweep their entire other side, but that's what happens when you cast it. You destroy all non-dinosaur creatures. It is a very nice dino indeed. Now, how are we going to get to 5 and 3 white? 2 white would be a little bit of a tall order, a tall ask, you could say, but 3 kind of is getting into the realm of painful awkwardness, mana-wise. However, we're going to do that with Vizier of the Menagerie. This list is focused on basically all creatures, except for Thunderherd Migration, of course, because that is just a stunning turn 2 play. And there's still plenty of dinos. Big, scary dinos. 34 creatures to begin with. Zakama, yes, Zakama is showing up. This is going to be a fun night indeed. Definitely. But I am doing fantastic. Definitely excited about this potential. Still lots of the favorites. Shifting Ceratops, of course. Very spicy. Oh, yes. Chad. Oof. Prepare yourselves. I think this is fairly legitimate, I must say. We've got all these accelerators. The classic ones that I enjoy. Marauding, Huntmaster, Thunderbird, Topiary. But there's Fierce Empath, like I was mentioning. This is a spicy sort of toolbox dino list. 3 copies of Fierce Empaths. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with mana value 6 or greater. I already played Carnage Tyrant and Tyrannix Rex, Ancient Imperiosaur. Those are already 6 or greater. However, all these other things, Wakening Suns Avatar, Zakama, Primal Calamity, of course Zakama starting off with some potential artifact and enchantment destruction, spot removal with Zakama's 2 in a red, 3 damage to target creature, or we just gain some life. That certainly is pretty sweet. But basically, whatever thing I want to see, either I see it, or I play Fierce Empath to grab the Zakama. We're facing off against something heavily artifact or enchantment related. I grab Wakening Suns Avatar because I need to sweep the board. Facing off against mono green, boom. Fierce Empath could cost 2 with the reduction from Marauding Raptor, which is lovely stuff. But again, how you pay for the 8. Vizier of the Menagerie is going to allow us. Oh, I know. Naya crazy explosive damage, Joey. Oh my. I think this is a lovely option. Of course, it could be Realm Walker, but that wouldn't allow me to play the Fierce Empaths or the Huntmasters off the top. And I can't spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast creature spells. Realm Walker, I would only name Dino. I could only play Dino. I wouldn't be able to spend colorless mana as if it were white. All that lovely stuff. So this is going to help with card advantage. Of course, 34 creatures. There's a very good chance at most times there's going to be a creature on the top of the library. And we spend mana of any color. We just keep playing it. Play Fierce Empath off the top for 2. Grab a Dino. There's some other thing left on the top after we shuffle. But things are pretty costly. Very, very costly. First time seeing Vizier. I think it is a little bit better than Realm Walker. Very, very fantastic. Slap 2 copies in. It's from a pretty old set, Monstercat. But hey, if you have 1 or 2 mythic rare wild cards lying around and your list does include a lot of creatures, I may not use it if it was 24 creatures, 26. That's getting pretty low. But again, the fact I'm focusing on basically only creatures, 34 to begin. This definitely does make sense. Very good chance creatures on the top. But like I mentioned, oh nuts. What's the thing that is not a problem if I have lots of creatures? What will be good? What would ramp? There you go. Boom. Where's the explosion when you need it? Yes, please. You can't cast non-creature spells. Okay. So it basically reads, you can't cast Thunderherd Migration effectively because every single other spell to begin with is a creature. That's not really a drawback in my books. Chances are I'm going to be playing Thunderherd Migration the few turns before I get enough to play Nikya, however you pronounce it. This might be some of the first time you guys are seeing this option, and it might not make sense. Of course, you can't cast non-creature spells. Lots of you have protection and all that stuff, sweepers. But whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any type that land produced. Boom. That right there gets the job done. Now it could be a Nissa, and it could go heavily into green. Whenever you tap a forest, you add an extra green. I didn't want to do that. It's all about the creatures here, all about ramping with this. I'm excited. Very, very excited about this. Oh, I think it's interesting. It makes sense. It's more ramp. I want more ramp. And again, it's not a drawback. Now moving on to the sideboard. Actually, I guess a Tally Primal Conqueror. Of course, with all that mana, lands tapping for 2 mana instead of 1. We should be able to get to a Tally. Yeah, just big, fantastic bombs. Whatever feels right in the moment. Either I see it again or I grab it with the empaths. 3 of these and 1 of each of this big stuff. It's kind of like I have 4 tallies, 4 chances to see a tally if I want it. 4 chances to see Zakama. You get the idea. 4 chances to see Wakening Suns Avatar. Ramp and Stomp and Destruction and all those fantastic Elder Dinos. Now the sideboard. Actually, I should go with the lands. I have 1 plains just in case I feel a bit scared. If I'm not going to get that 3rd source of white, I can grab this pretty much every game. Either I see Thunderherd Migration or Topiary Stomper. I grab this plains, I get to the 3rd white for Wakening Suns Avatar, and that's basically why it's in there. And again, going back to Topiary or Thunderherd, consider, I keep Topiary in hand or this Thunderherd, I don't play them because I have enough lands to do what I want to do. But then there's Fierce Empaths. Actually, no, Vizier of the Menagerie. Move. Vizier of the Menagerie. If there's a land on top, I can't play it. It's not a creature. So I play the Topiary Stomper or the Thunderherd Migration, which is pulling a land. It's shuffling. So with the shuffling of the deck, it increases the chance. It gives me a chance to change the top cards, hopefully into a creature. Hopefully it doesn't still stay a land, whatever land that would be. But it's a way to just keep that train going of playing stuff off the top. Otherwise, the mana base is nothing too crazy. Oh, you can't go wrong with that, Chad. Yes, yes. You guys love to see it. I love to play it. Jetmir's Garden, 3 copies of this. Now the tapped lands, if I see multiple early, that could be a little bit awkward. Of course, I don't have a turn 1 play, so Jetmir's Garden is quite fantastic as the turn 1 land. Secluded Courtyard, it's basically all dinos. Enough said. I could add Unclaimed Territory, but I wasn't really feeling it. I wanted to maintain some green sources, some red sources for stuff that wasn't a dino. Unclaimed Territory has been painful. Maybe it's Jetmir's Garden as the first land for a source of red. That's going to help me cast Huntmaster on turn 2. If it was Unclaimed Territory and Secluded Courtyards, I would potentially have to name one of those lands as human just to get Huntmaster down. But with Jetmir's Garden, I think things should go more smoothly. Casting the Thunderherd Migration, the Huntmaster, Fierce Empath, Vizier of the Menagerie. That's going to be exciting. But yes, the sideboard. We'll get to the sideboard. Okay. You've seen it before. You maybe forgot about it. Nullhide Ferox. It was recently used this past weekend with one of the Gruul Vehicles lists, I believe. Certainly pretty fantastic. This is coming in against Rakdos for 2 and 2 green, a 6/6 hexproof. Love it. Technically it is Ward 2 because of its ability. You can't cast non-creature spells, so hey, that lines up exactly with Nikia. I should really figure out how you pronounce that, but not a drawback. Fantastic against Rakdos, though. If a spell or ability an opponent controls causes us to discard it, put it onto the battlefield instead of putting it into our graveyard. They play Kroxa for a black and red, boom. Nullhide Ferox onto the battlefield. Go blank. How about their life total goes blank when one of those pops in? Maybe I have 2 and they go blank and they die. Maybe I have 2 Nullhide Feroxes in my hand as the only things. They go Thoughtseize. Boom. 1 enters. They're never going to go another Thoughtseize, Kroxa. As long as I have Nullhide Ferox in my hand, they're probably never playing anything that discards a card. Liliana of the Veil makes us discard a card. Boom. A 6/6. Wow. Stunning stuff. You have not seen this beast in a bit? Yes, I don't think a lot of people have. But again, lines up perfectly with a super heavy creature list. Fantastic sideboard option. Hopefully bringing it in, likely bringing it in as we face Rakdos tonight. Back to nature, I'm back to 3 copies of this. Last night it was 2. I faced off against it, took it down in fantastic fashion. The second time I faced it, the first match was 5-color Fires of Invention, Enigmatic Incarnation. Then I think it was Gruul Vehicles, and then another outing against them, and I took them down. But I definitely want to see this just a touch more because it smokes that deck often enough. Brotherhood's End, well, a sweeper for aggro, 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Pretty standard, basic. You've seen it before and you've seen the devastation it brings. Tyvar Stand. If we face off against Azorius Control, that is going to be lovely stuff. It helped last night, the final match, 5 ways, and anybody else. If you didn't see it, go back and watch last night's final match against Azorius Control. Played a Carnage Tyrant. I had 1 left over. They tried to sweep the following turn. Boom. Saved Carnage Tyrant with 1 green, giving it indestructible. The following turn, I slapped down Tyrannix Rex. Hit him for 15. They sweep the next turn. They're at 5. I play a second Tyrannix Rex, dead. Oh, man, that was exciting stuff. But we'll jump into it. You've got the idea. Fierce Empath or a big thing. Fierce Empath, increasing the chances, grabbing whatever big scary dino makes the most sense at the particular moment. Oh man. And that reminds me, I should maybe trim things up. Get a nice highlight reel going. I've mentioned that before, but I've never really gotten around to it. Of course, this always seems like the most efficient thing, and I certainly love doing it. Make the thumbnail, jump on, do as much damage as possible, have a good time with all you guys. Certainly is pretty interesting. I mean, I would hope to see something for 3, but we do have Thunderherd for 2. I think there's a very good chance we see lots of other good stuff coming up. Radiant Fountain, what is going on? Of course, 22 lands, a little bit much in that department. Artifacts, well, I was just saying about artifacts. Very interesting indeed. Hopefully we're seeing Zakama to start destroying that. I do imagine Brotherhood's End is going to be devastating in Game 2. Hopefully things don't go too bad. But I think Brotherhood's End should smoke them quite nicely. Actually, you know what? We're going to go Secluded Courtyard. I'm going to cycle Jetmir's Garden because... I'll wait a second. Cycle it at the end of their turn. Not that it makes a big difference. Put a few stops so I don't forget to, but I don't need Jetmir's Garden at this point, that's for sure. Another Power Stone Shard. That is going to be problematic. Both Power Stone Shards tapping for 2 each because I have 2 Power Stones. Panharmonicon is just, it's not going to be good. They're going to do something nasty coming up. So we got to ramp as Fast as humanly possible. Oh my goodness, we're just getting flooded for days. Yikes. Well, we get a tally next turn, which is pretty darn fantastic. Hopefully they haven't done anything too explosive, but I think that's about to happen. I'm just very surprised we haven't seen anything other than a tally and 2 Thunderherd migrations. You just never know how it's going to go. Transpire. Huh. Well. Can't be spent to cast non-artifact spell. A tally. Yeah, it's got to be a tally. Definitely. Let's hope we hit something good. Oh boy, what's it going to be? Oh, Forsaken Monuments. Thank you. I'll steal it from them. Get her done. Have some fun. Oh, and we get to attack with a tally too, because that was Regisaur Alpha. Ooh. I guess we're playing artifact dinos. That was awesome. Can't quite flip a tally next turn. Actually, we can use the Power Stones to flip a tally. What am I thinking? We're in a pretty good position if they haven't done a whole lot. Hopefully they haven't. They better do something to a tally right now. Oh my goodness. Do it. Oh, this is pretty painful. I'm just going to hit them with everything. Oh, scary. Man, this is a good turn of events, though. Woe is right. OMG. Yes. They get damage equal to however much damage a tally dealt. So 6. They can't let a tally pretty much hit next turn. They have to do something sweeping-wise. They certainly have a lot of mana to do that with. They can't destroy a tally. It's indestructible. But they can't keep getting hit by it. They can't attack with their creature. Forsaken Monument. Whenever you tap a permanent for a colorless, you add an additional one. Protophrexia. Well, that certainly will do the trick. That's rough stuff. Rough stuff, of course. Sacrifice. Indestructible does not protect against that. Now, Nikia. Would that get us Tranix Rex? Let me think. 4, 5. Leaves us with 5 lands, 10 mana after I play this. So we certainly have enough for Tranix Rex. Oh, that is lovely. Beautiful. Hit them. They're dead. Look at that. Tranix Rex only has to connect with 1 point of damage and they get to exactly 10 poison counters. I can't make this stuff up. You just saw it transform to Tally Pterosaurus. Yes, what's going on, folks? Look. I'm not fudging anything. I didn't play for an hour to get a camera quality example of a deck. Yeah. Okay. You never know what's going to happen. That was a lot of lands and a tally, but boom. Rex's best solar updraft is all right. Exactly enough. A tally Primal Sickness hitting for 6 damage to get 6 counters, and then T-Rex adding the final 4 for exactly 10 poison and dead through the portal to Phyrexia. At the beginning of their upkeep, they would have put a creature from a graveyard onto the battlefield. Of course, they would have put a tally onto the battlefield. They would have grabbed one of our dinos and one of their big things. So we had to kill them that turn, basically, or else it would have just kept going downhill. Phew, okay. Huh. But Brotherhood's End is going to bring an end to all their stuff. Of course, now we couldn't cast Brotherhood's End if we cast this. Vizier of the Menagerie, oh, also pretty nice. Maybe trim two Viziers. It's definitely got to be Brotherhood's End somewhere in the mixture. Oh, before T-Rex. Nikia. Yeah, not pre-recorded. So we can't cast non-creature spells to start. The list has 34 creatures. Whenever we tap a land for mana, we add a second mana of a type that land produced. So Nikia, she basically just doubles all the lands we have. We play her for 5. If we have 4 lands left over, that's 8 mana once she lands. It really gets out of control and helps play all the big heavy hitting creatures that do kind of toolboxy stuff. However, this hand is 2 bad hands in a row. Okay, we got something. It's going to be pretty rough though, I must say. Yeah, you can't cast non-creature spells, but if basically all your spells are creatures, it's not really a drawback whatsoever, as you saw right there. I just hope we see Brotherhood's End, the Source of Red. Of course, that Thunderherd migration is definitely going to be saving us. We do have a dino to reveal. Of course, there is 24 dinos. So basically, I would expect to always see one pretty much every time I need to cast Thunderherd migration. Zakama, yeah. Oh yeah. Zakama, I think we're going to see her a bit tonight. Now the question becomes, Fierce Empath, next turn I could play nothing much. Shifting Ceratops, let's get a body down. If Fierce Empath was maybe Topiary Stomper, I could have grabbed a basic land, continued the ramping, and I still think it's going to be good. First Dino deck had Zakama and Gishath. Oh, very nice indeed. However, we're about to do some crazy powerful stuff. Of course, Fierce Empath. What do I want to grab? Well, Carnage Tyrant pretty much. Guarantee that I have a play next turn? I think so. Let's do it. I forgot the Thran Spider powered itself up. Oops. Nuts. Where's the nuts? I forgot the nuts. I was so excited to see all this. Oh yes, the 3 amigos, whether it's Drover of the Mighty, Thunderherd migration, but those key things for 2 that care about dinos. Certainly, of course, my favorite is Marauding Raptor and Otepic Huntmaster. Fierce Empath, well, might as well block. We've got the benefit from it, and we get to stop ourselves from taking 4 damage. This could get a little bit awkward. Definitely the Brotherhood's End requiring 2 red. We don't have that yet. And Combustible Gearhawk, that might do us in. Oh, I try my best. Big Lemons on the TV. Oh, okay, here's the Big Lemons coming in, splashing down, as this deck makes a good splash. A tally next turn, although we may just be dead. Of course, Carnage Tyrant able to block, hopefully enough. Fortunately, they can't target it. I just hope there's not another Combustible Gearhawk coming in. Where'd the lemons go? Well, there's the lemons again. Ask and you shall receive. No, we're not quite dead. I'll try a tally, but a tally could grab a body plus a body from them, so we might be able to save ourselves. All is not lost yet. Cross your fingers. At least they don't have counterspells, of course. It's splashing. Oops, okay, well, let's watch it splash again. I didn't cast it from my hand, sadly, but we need a body down. We need to do something. A little bit unfortunate. We don't get the destruction, but we see that fantastic entrance animation. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, I do appreciate that. Always fantastic hearing how you guys love all this stuff. I love doing it, but even if you're a lurker, you don't want to chat, you just want to sit back, relax, and have a good time. There it is. The lemons. I definitely imagine the lemons would be, yeah, pretty massive on a TV. Tried to get the best resolution version of them. Tweak the background just to remove enough black that it didn't also remove the shadows on the lemons as they're falling down and as we fall from the fantastic potential of that. But you can kind of get the idea. If things had gone just a touch faster, certainly would have been devastating. Certainly Brotherhood's End would do the trick. However, I'm kind of feeling that I don't need it. Maybe. You know what, I'll keep it in. That would be absolutely devastating enough. I think it's worth the risk of maybe not being able to play it, perhaps. Yeah, we'll see. Ooh, that's a lot of wacky hands with this first match, my goodness. That's kind of rough as well. One more mulligan. Oh, okay, we got something. Actually, it's quite rampy indeed. I'm going to maintain that ramp. Send Fierce Impasse to the bottom. Got Thunderherd Migration. Maybe Topiaries. Well, we'll see. If I draw a third land, I'll go Thunderherd Migration. There it is. Folks, good stuff. So Thunderherd gets us to 3 lands this turn. We'll be at 4 next turn. As always, lovely stuff going Huntmaster for 2, Topiary Stomper for 2. There's the Falling Nuts, the only nuts. I still have to get to adding a second one. Oh yes, definitely. I'm hoping to destroy those shards, Prophetic Prism as well. We'll see, there's lots of little artifacts. If I can destroy all that stuff, we'll definitely be in a pretty good position. Of course, like I said, Huntmaster and Topiary. Save Marauding Raptor for next turn. We're sitting at 5 lands plus 1 reduction. I do have 2 sources of red for the Brotherhood's End, so that definitely makes me feel pretty positive about our chances. Oh, speaking of Power Stone Shard, there it is. They're looking at something like Voltage Surge. That's a little bit rough. Sadly not at 7 lands, but hey, we've got a whole lot of bombs. Either I top deck Fierce Impasse, get a big dino, or I top deck that big dino itself. May not be able to play it for maybe a turn or 2. Or it could be Brotherhood's End, bringing an end to some of their ramp. Ooh, the Might Stone and Weak Stone to take out Marauding, I think. Not. What? Oh, Tyrannix Rex, there we go. Now that is the top deck. That's the only copy I have in the list. They gotta do something nasty quick, because their life total is whittling away. Hello, Sir Maximilian. How's it going? Hopefully all is well. Hard to say. I still think Gruul Dinosaurs is good, but this list already is proving itself with the first match, so I'm going to maybe take inspiration, some of the things from this, bring it over to Gruul. I haven't played Historic in quite some time. Usually it is pretty much always Explorer. Waiting and counting down the months. Hopefully it's maybe at most a year or 2 before Pioneer becomes fully on Arena. That would be lovely stuff. Now the question becomes, I should probably read this, see what it does. Target opponent may have you draw 3 cards. If the player doesn't, you mill 3, deal damage to that player equal to the total. Do I want him to draw 3? No. Oh, look at that. I took 1. Oh, beautiful stuff. Phew. Phew. Yeah, Secluded Courtyard. I don't really need that. Well, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Imagine Combustible Gearhulk plus the Thrain Spider is going to double block T-Rex. I think. Oh, a very, very lovely top deck. Absolutely. Oof. Stunning so far. I'm just happy to take out the Gearhulk, a big first strike creature. Don't take out the Spider, but I still deal 6 damage, which is pretty decent. Taking him down a chunk, and yeah, just unfortunate I haven't seen, you know, something else big. A little less lands, although I can play pretty much anything at this point. I've got 7, 1 reduction with Marauding, so I can play anything with a mana value of 8 or less. Skitterbeam Battalion is pretty painful. Oh, they got to be careful. You know what? I'm going to take it and hope I get a big heavy hitter. Oof. Dinosaur Alpha is the big heavy hitter. Look at that. They're dead. They're just dead. Wow. Wow, exactly. That's how you do it. Listen to your gut. Woo. Goodness, the first match of the night. You want to return to MTG? Okay, yeah, OMG. I think it's better. A Heart of the Cards, yes, wow. Yeah, I think Historic is lots of crazy stuff, of course, with the Alchemy cards added into Historic, the digital-only cards. That kind of creates some crazy shenanigans, hard to deal with stuff. So that's why I like focusing on Explorer. Eventually it's going to become Pioneer. I can play the exact deck that I would take right down to my local game store when I do play in paper. Of course, with 2 kids, a 3-year-old and a 5-month-old, 6 months. Lose track of time, but 2 kids is hard to go down to a game store, but fortunately we took down that opponent. Exactly enough poison counters in game 1 and exactly lethal. I was a little bit worried going down to 4, but hey, there's a good chance. A lot of stuff I could have top deck to get the job done, and I got the job done. Ooh. Yes, all the different formats, certainly. Explorer does have the ranked mode. I'm playing ranked right now. It's all kind of blended together, unfortunately. I do wish they would split it up. So it's constructed rank. You can progress in your constructed rank whether you're playing standard ranked, Explorer ranked, Historic ranked. I don't really like that. You get to Mythic in Historic, which, you know, that's fantastic, but it kind of puts you into Explorer as well. You can play Explorer in Mythic, but it's not like you actually got there. You put in all the work grinding in a specific format. I don't know. Something feels off about that. That you can play in anything, then you'll be in Mythic in anything. But yeah, that was a good start tonight. No crazy alchemy dinos. No, Joey. Maybe they will add it, potentially. Actually, let's take a detour. 1 second. We'll get back into the matches. Of course, pretty much impossible to top that first one. Certainly was good potential. We'll look at all the alchemy stuff. I'm pretty sure there is no dino that was released. Oh, well, some of them. So this is only the arena base set. Oh, Tyrannosaurus Rex flying. Yes, that would be good. Invasion of Zendikar, Sir Maximilian. Haven't really tried it yet. It has been suggested by a few people, actually. It is quite fantastic for that ramping. Getting 2 basic lands, I believe, when it enters, and then when you flip it, it's a creature that taps for mana. I forget exactly, but yeah, as you see here, no dinos in alchemy. Sadly, I can't use Rampaging Brontodon. Again, it's a glitch. It's legal in Explorer, but you can't use it in Explorer. This thing is legal in Pioneer, so all things legal in Pioneer that happen to be on Arena are supposed to be legal in Explorer, but for whatever reason, Rampaging Brontodon from the M19 Game Night gift set, there's the face card for the green deck for that. It's a basic decks in all of the 5 colors just to be an introductory product. And yeah, for whatever reason, you can't use it in Explorer on Arena. Sadly. I always cry about that fact. Yeah. Possibly, yes. 4 mana, 2 basic lands. Yeah. I must say, Thunderherd Migration, having something for 2, you search for a basic, you get ahead on turn 2 in a stable way that the opponent pretty much can't do anything about from then on. Yeah. Brontodon is still bugged, yes. But I think I should try Invasion of Zendikar at some point. Oh, look. Don't really even need to think about that. We've got a fantastic hand to start there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of potential. Of course, Nikia. I think Nikia. Yeah, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Nikia, of course, will want to cast Thunderherd Migration before we cast her. This is a non-creature, and it certainly would be painful if we weren't able to cast Thunderherd. Get ahead in a stable way against what appears to be Rakdos Midrange, or Rakdos Sacrifice, of course. Rakdos Sacrifice has increased in great popularity. Witch's Oven, Cauldron Familiar, Mayhem Devil, lots of sacrificing little stuff, chipping away. It's a pain and a bother. Ooh, this is getting interesting. Of course, I'm going to try for Huntmaster and Marauding Raptor this turn. That'd be ideal. We still get Regis or Alpha next turn, no matter what. Nikia. Oh, yeah. It's going to be good. And I may start using Nikia pretty much all the time. I like that. If I have mostly creatures, even in a Gruul list, just supercharge their ramping potential and watch them cry. But definitely set up for a very explosive next turn. If she lives, I've got 10 mana coming up. You better kill her. We draw out all that removal. Perfectly okay. Topiary Stomper getting us to 6 lands. I could have cast Regis or Alpha, but I get to 6 with this Topiary. I get to 7 next turn with the second one. And I get closer to all those big, scary dinos that we know and love. Although shifting Ceratops Hasty is pretty... I'll listen to my gut. I'll do what I said I was going to do. And I have both Topiary Stompers, which could combine blocking to take out Shieldred. And, nuts. Darn. Would we be losing Shifting Ceratops just because it is 5 power? It does threaten Shieldred's 5 toughness. Okay, as I suspected. It still looks pretty good. We've got 7 mana. We can play a lot of stuff. We can play a Tally. Hopefully we see a Tally. Wakening Suns Avatar. Oh my goodness. We need 2 more sources of white. Something that can tap for white, unfortunately. That's what I was talking about. It could get a little awkward if I'm in a position where I do want to play it. Tally, Galta, Tyrannix Rex. Yeah. That definitely would have done them in. Play it next turn, potentially, and sweep everything they have, attack with everything for lethal. Woo, woo. Bedtime, alright. Have a good one, Chad. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and wish me luck against this classic, fantastic top deck in Explorer and Pioneer. What would I want to attack with? Bone Crusher, probably block and shifting Ceratops, I would imagine. Well, let's wait and see. We got to get something at some point, though. We got to make a move eventually. It just doesn't seem quite so advantageous for us. They're going to keep gaining at least 2 life a turn. Of course, they discarded a card and drew a card with the blood token, so that's another 2 life. Maybe if they weren't able to gain any life at all, I might try to take them low. Who hurt them? I don't know. They want to bring the pain to lots of people. Certainly Rakdos Midrange, jam all the best stuff in black and red, has been proven to be a very fantastic strategy. I remember when Sheoldred the Apocalypse was previewed, people thought this was absolutely garbage. It doesn't have an immediate effect, it doesn't have an enter the battlefield effect, but we all learned pretty quickly how fantastic she is. Ooh, oh boy, oh, what's it gonna be? If we get a land next turn that can make a white, we get Wakening Suns Avatar. Oh boy, oh boy. Unclaimed territory, Vizier of the Menagerie would get us there, I think. 5. We have 14, man. We have 14. I know, almost 100 in paper. I can't believe it. I mean, she certainly does the trick. We're not dead yet. They better hope we don't draw Fierce Empath. Fierce Empath, we would get the job done. Yeah, they got to do something. Alright, here goes nothing. What do I want to block with? Perhaps they do have Fatal Push. Something for Sheoldred. Well, that could be a possibility. I think they wouldn't have attacked with Sheoldred if they didn't have something that would kill one of the 2 creatures that I block her with. I feel like that's the scenario. Okay. We'll see. We'll see if I'm right. Removal on one of those 2. Yeah, I can't believe $100 in paper. 100 in paper and then bargain bin mythic rare on arena. Of course, you just play a little bit, redeem some wild cards, and you saved yourself $400 probably in a couple days, I would imagine. Like I expected. Something bad happened, and it did. I figured they had another Sheoldred because they attacked with it. But all is not lost. We get just about anything and they're dead. Their goose is cooked. Fierce Empath, a land that makes a white. Oh boy, it's getting exciting here. Cross your fingers. Oh, that's not quite what I want to see. Yeah, nuts. Next turn. We'll just hold them all back and hope. Although Den of the Bugbear, we're probably dead. But you can see how one of the 3 Fierce Empaths, actually I think one died. Yeah, one of the 3 Fierce Empaths, Zakama, Primal Calamity, that would have smoked them. Lots of things could have gone our way, but sometimes it will not go your way. Even if the statistics are in your favor, you'll still see times that are rough. Losing Wakening Suns Avatar is... we just couldn't play it. Not quite dead. Of course, the Fierce Empath, the Zakama. We'll get the job done. Okay, I guess we are dead. You just get flooded even with 22 lands. They got fortunate big time. Yeah, Nullhide Ferox, like I was saying, if we face off against Rakdos Midrange, this comes in. Oh, you want to thought seize this out of our hand. Lights out. Love it. And possibly Brotherhood's End. They have a lot of little creatures, of course. We do hit the Goblin token, Reflection of Kiki Jiki, Blood Tithe Harvester. They're rifling through our graveyard. They're wondering. They're getting scared. They saw some wacky stuff, and they know they dodged a bullet. I think they probably have never seen this specific combination, or really dinos at all. There's a good chance, a very good chance, this person has just never faced the Dino Menace. Shifting Ceratops? Maybe. Switch that with Nullhide Ferox, which certainly seems to be a better option against Rakdos. Yeah, we'll do that. I think I'll default to that with this list. Certainly gotta clear some space somewhere, and that is going to be much nicer. I think they're not part blue whatsoever. Yeah, keep it like that. Pretty good chance that it's not as flooded this game. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. I'll press the lemon as good luck. Actually, let's think about this. Could that be good? Of course, Thoughtseize, for their turn one, they would get rid of Topiary Stomper. But leaving all those Nullhide Feroxes, yeah, I don't like it. One mulligan. Ooh, that's much better. Absolutely fantastic. Like I was mentioning, Jetmir's Garden, I don't have anything that costs one, so always lovely when this, or Sheltered Thicket if I'm playing Gruul. Yeah, let's do it. We've already got 2 sources of light, technically, with Jetmir's and Secluded Courtyard. Thunderherd Migration could grow. Boy, wow, that is a nice dino indeed. Of course, any dino getting us for Zakama. Beautiful. Still got plenty of chances to see another way to make that white. Don't want to mess things up too much by grabbing the planes. I don't see Wakening Suns Avatar in my hand whatsoever, so we won't do that. Misery Shadow to cause a misery. Oh man, I like this fierce impasse. We'll grab the cheapest big scary dino. Carnage Trench. Something to play, hopefully. The soonest big scary thing that I can grab. Might as well block and not take some damage. We got a big dino and we got a chump block. We would have potentially taken 4 there if they sunk mana into powering up Misery Shadow, but I feel like they wanted to pay something for 3. Bone Crusher Giant. All that stuff. Get the token down. Pressure him with the token, because I expect there could be Fatal Push or some sort of cheap removal, and we would get 0 benefit from that if I hadn't attacked with it. Misery Shadow would be powered up to a 5/5, or Bone Crusher would just trade with Reducer Alpha, so let's try and get rid of Bone Crusher Giant. Although Reducer Alpha blocking Misery Shadow, forcing them to pay 3 to save it, also could have been nice indeed. They wouldn't have played a whole lot. I definitely like Huntmaster a whole lot. They're completely tapped out. They can't kill it this turn, and we get another empath to grab maybe a Tally. If Huntmaster lives and I draw another land, I could go a Tally next turn. Certainly going to grab something for 7. Let's go with a Tally. Hope for the best. They better get scared. Now the question becomes, actually, Reckoner Bankbuster. Blood Tithe Harvester would tap to crew the Bank Buster, making it a 4/4, blocking that token. So no, we're not attacking. Okay, here goes nothing. Hopefully Huntmaster lives, at least being able to play Carnage Tyrant next turn. Oof. Nuts. But again, we do have some lovely chump blockers, Fierce Empaths, quite fantastic. Blood Tithe Harvester is not going to sacrifice itself, and hey, that's fine by me. I could double block to take out the Reckoner Bankbuster. However, I don't want to take a ton of damage from Misery Shadow. You know what? We'll do that. We'll force them to sink a bunch into this to save it. At least 2 mana. That might keep them off of Fable of the Mirror Breaker if they don't have another land. But fortunately we got this. Hopefully it buys this time, getting us to the 7th land next turn. They don't have a Thoughtseize. They don't have Liliana of the Veil or Sheoldred's Edict to make us sacrifice Carney T. Oh boy. They can power it up enough to kill it. They can actually make it an 8/8, which I don't want to do. We're going to take it. I feel like preserving Carnage Tyrant. Caught between a rock and a hard place. How much mana do they sink into it if they have something fantastic in their hand? Okay, good stuff. Let's hope. A Tally is a creature. A Tally would grab another creature from us, a creature from them, and I think that could be pretty nice. Oh, let's see a land. Ooh, that's not a land. Although it does get us basically everything if they can't take it out. If we're not dead, of course. But I still think we are. Just a touch too slow. Yeah. We got that fantastic first match, and of course it can't always go your way. I think we might still be safe though. Carnage Tyrant at the very least could block some stuff. Of course it's going to be Misery Shadow this turn, and they better have removal for her. They would sink almost everything they have into surviving. They have to pay everything. Make it an 8/8 so it lives through this. That's fine by me. They're about to die next turn. Oh, strap yourselves in, folks, because this is oh my goodness, this is about to get absolutely gross and disgusting. Make some green, make some red. Make a bunch of just painful stuff. Oh, watch that. Boom. Then we untap and we kill them. They're dead. They're dead. This is the best turn of events I have pretty much ever seen. Oh, wow. They were not fast enough. Smoke them. Beautiful Nullhide Ferox there. Yes. Oh. Woo. Wow. I know some of you guys, you went off to bed if you're watching this in the morning. Well, at least I was able to show you the nastiness of that first match. A good match. They tried everything they could, and we still just tapped all this for 3 to 6, 7, 14 mana, playing Zakama, untapping, playing a Tally. All those lands tapping for 2 mean we could do Zakama's ability 4 times. We could destroy both Reckoner Bankbusters with the ability to destroy an artifact or enchantment, and we can just ping Misery Shadow, Blood Tithe Harvester, Reckoner Bankbusters, all of that stuff, and I don't know. It seems to be doing the trick. Maybe shoring up the mid-early game a bit. But of course, if everything is perfect, there will be times when it does not go perfect. That hand is perfectly fantastic to keep. I mean, we've got the fantastic ramping right here. Yes, very nice indeed, Pterosaurus. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, that is a fantastic point to be made. Hopefully there's no Thoughtseize to get rid of Thunderhurt. Misery Shadow. Well, perhaps this opponent is going to be feeling misery when I just keep ramping. Grab a Source of White. I still don't want to do that. I want to keep it safe with the double green. I've got double red for a tally, so that's not a problem. We're still a ways away from Wakening Suns Avatar. It's not like I need white anytime soon. And oh, look at... Oh, we almost got messed up with the auto tapper. Actually, no, we didn't. I only need 2 green. I wouldn't add it. Never mind. Never mind. So basically, we get to 5. We get to Nakia next turn. You know what? I'm going to grab that white just in case. But we get her next turn. They would have to kill her on their turn or else it's lights out. Yes, yes, definitely. Alright. Yeah, I still love doing the lemons, even though you put your daughter to sleep. I imagine it went well. Certainly faster than when I do it. But we're not blocking. Oh boy, they better have go for the throat to take her out. Oh, Shieldred. Well, they don't have anything left over. That's okay by me. Oh, look at that. Yes, please. They have to have removal for her, or they may just be done for. We've got 12 mana next turn. 12. You better have go for the throat. Back with everything. Doesn't matter. Huntmaster is going to block. Misery Shadow can hit for 5. Shielded hits for 4. You know what? I'm going to block Shieldred. Force them to sink mana into Misery Shadow to deal more damage, potentially. I hope. Oh boy. No go for the throat. Cross your fingers. Oh, they haven't. They don't. They don't. Oh my goodness, folks. Oh my goodness, we got Wakening Suns Avatar. Oh boy. Oh boy. Strap yourselves in. We can play anything. We can destroy every single creature they have. Of course, we destroy Nakia. Oh, hold on. Let me do the maths. Bear with me. This certainly is a fantastic turn of events. Got to add things up. Yes, yes, indeed. Bring the pain to Rakdos with something good. Okay. How many lands do I have? 7. I have 14 mana right now. That's pretty explosive. I can go a tally for 7. 7. You know what? I'm just going to go with tally. I don't want to take out Nakia quite yet. We get 2 bodies. I think it would be good. Maybe we get our own Shieldred. That would be nice as well. Yeah, that's okay. I like that. Get the lovely Dinosaur Alpha. Very good stuff, yeah. We can do a lot of damage. No, I probably want to hold back basically everything, I would think. Let them stew. Possibly flip a tally next turn with Nakia. Or just play Wakening Suns Avatar and smoke them that way. have a bunch of dinos already. This ramp that Nikia opened up, it allowed me to do that. Atali, Regisaur, Marauding. It's going to be very nasty very soon. I don't think they can kill us with all the stuff I have. Hopefully. A little bit of removal for maybe the token. At the very least, Nikia hopefully lets me flip a tally. Take as much damage as possible, preserve as many of these bodies, and leave them for next turn. That Wakening Suns Avatar is going to wake them up when it smokes them. Maybe. I don't think it would be quite lethal. Wakening Suns is 7, Atali 7, 14, Rotting Raptor 18. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh boy, what's it gonna be? A bunch of treasures. Huh. Use a bunch for Fatal Push? It's okay. Maybe they have Stomp for Topiary Stomper. Oh, I forgot Misery's Shadow was... That's my bad. I didn't even see Misery's Shadow had attacked. Oops. Yeah, I just goofed up and I saw it was the 2 goblins. I'm like, oh, that's nice. We would have had them. Yes, a very good game anyways. We all know I would have had him if I didn't punt it pretty hard there. Oh man, I was just so excited. I was like, yeah. I had blinders on. Only seeing the 2 goblin tokens, unfortunately. But I mean, both matches so far tonight have been pretty good, I must say. That hand is not good. Very, very sad and painful. Definitely not. Oh, okay. Certainly any lands are better than no lands. Get that Topiary Stomper on turn 3. Nothing for 2, unfortunately, which you would hope to see. Jetmir's Garden, of course, very nice as the turn 2 land. Although we're looking at Mono Red Fling. Sacrifice. Some shenanigans are about to happen with the Cacophony Scamp here. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. If you do, proliferate. When it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So they're going to do some sort of stuff. Power it up, fling it, do a lot of damage. It's going to be explosive. Hopefully not too explosive. Yes. Would have transformed and kill him. 100%. Oh, 100%. I'm going to tweak things tonight after we're done here. Add Nikia. Again, normally I use mostly creatures. It's not a terrible hoop to jump through. To have her in, ramp super hard, 1 or 2 copies, maybe not 3, but still, she opens up so much potential. Fortunately, the opponent is stumbling a bit. I think that is going to give us a good chance. 5 next turn. Fierce Empath is going to grab something else scary. We've already got Carnage Tarrant after Fierce Empath, so it could just be a lot of stuff, but 100%. If the creature is a thing that hates on a specific deck, Tranquil Frillback, of course, a creature. Exile a graveyard, destroy an artifact or enchantment. Thrashing Brontodon, Deathgorge Scavengers, or Deathgorge Scavenger. If it's a dino, well, dinos do it all. There's something for everything. Pretty much. Hey, you know what? Eventually we get to a tally. I like that. I like that. Poof. Maybe I can go down to 2 Fierce Empath. It's certainly nice having this little bit earlier body. I mean, this is lovely stuff. Look, it's a chump blocker. We take out the Scamp. This is very good. Oh, speaking of, let's do it. Could have gone Carnage turn, but I feel they don't, well, they won't have removal for her. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. They have another Soul Seer. I was kind of worried about it. I already saw one, so I thought I would take the chance, get her down, ramp. They're going to see a tally next turn, and, well, that is maybe going to do them in. Maybe I need to use a tally more often than I have in the past. Oh, look, Vizier of the Menagerie and a Scampless. Ooh. It's about to get disgusting, as they say. I don't think this person has any chance. They're not attacking into what I just did. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. Hunt Master for 2. Marauding for 1. We're just going to keep chaining stuff off the top. Beautiful. Topiary Stomper. Get more lands. Shifting for 2. A land's on top right now. It shuffles. It could be... not a creature. Creature. It's a creature. Oh, you know what? Shifting Ceratops instead. Look at that. Oof. Man, that's beautiful. Hit him with a tally, see if they block with a bunch of stuff. I think they would take that. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. It might soak up and get rid of a lot of bodies that they have. That's okay. They exile a bunch of stuff with the Rundevelt Horde Master. Yeah. I didn't want to wait. Oh yes, absolutely, the 5-mana Vorinclex. I've always wondered about the 5-mana Vorinclex. Working that in somehow, some way. Sadly, there's not another land. Of course, it's going to be Marauding plus Carnage Taunt. Playing that guy for 3 is pretty lovely. Playing out both of them. Now the question becomes, do I got enough to just basically scare them off doing much of anything? Just swing with it all. They have to block with so much, they definitely won't be killing us next turn, or they just pack it in. But yeah, I want to try that Vorinclex. Definitely going to be iterating on this. I don't think I need the white for Wakening Suns Avatar or Zakama. It's a very, very light splash. But again, a year ago today, I did play a list that involved Wakening Suns Avatar. Wake Up, I think it was called. So I thought that was just a perfect coincidence. Learning about the fact that today, it was a year ago today. So I had to do it tonight, feature it a bit, feature a way that I can pretty easily get to it, as you guys have seen. I'm gonna... yeah, it's like you would think over all these years you wouldn't be able to find new and interesting and explosive potential tweaking lists. Of course, I don't think a dino list can be solved. You can be very aggressive, very rampy, lots of toolbox stuff. You can be Naya, Gruul, splash for some sort of color, whatever it is. I don't think there's exactly one perfect list, just whatever you would prefer. Yeah, definitely take out this Rundevelt Horde Master. We're going to be Rundevelting away with this game. I don't think they have a sweeper that is going to take out everything we have. But definitely that Vizier of the Menagerie. I think that's the ticket. Even though you know, Gruul is very easy and consistent mana-wise. It is nice that I can spend mana as though it were mana of any type to cast creature spells. Boom. Dead. Hey, good stuff. Game over for them, and of course Brotherhood's End would be game over. I think basically that is the best bet. 3 damage to sweep them if they don't have too many lords. Of course they could have a bunch, and unfortunately some of their goblins might be saved, but I think for the most part that is the super duper win button. But I'm also tempted to just keep it as is. We've got lots of lovely bodies, although goblins on the play is not so fun. Let's give ourselves a good fighting chance. Huntmaster, I could drop that. They do have a little bit of mono red based removal with Frostbite. Soulseer, of course, was very painful. Nasty, nasty stuff. And that permanent loses indestructible. So if I use Tyvar's Stand to try and save something, it still would die, sadly. Potentially. I might have to pay a little bit into X, increase the toughness enough that the 5 damage doesn't kill it, but yeah. Alright, see you later, Joey. Have a good one. Hopefully get some good sleep. Oh yeah. Definitely pack it in if you have to get sleep, and always the chapters are there. I don't mind. Always a good time. Happy to have you. And yeah, what do I want to switch out? Nikia? I could do that. We have her in a Vizier. Yeah. Okie dokie. Oh, yeah, that's an instant keeper right there. It's not a second source of red, unfortunately, for Brotherhoods, but, well, speaking of second source of red, there you go with Jetmir's Garden. Oh boy. This is looking up. I'll go with Marauding Raptor. They don't have too much out on the board, so shifting Ceratops next turn, make use of Marauding Raptor's potential cost reduction. Of course, they could blow some removal on it. If Marauding Raptor was going to die anyways to Brotherhood's End, that's fine by me. Perhaps they'll save some instant speed damage for the dino that I play next turn, which... yeah. Let's draw it out. Still attacking with Marauding Raptor. See if they have 2 things. There's that Frostbite. Okay. I'm going to try swinging with Marauding. Frostbite only deals 2 damage. They'd lose Ember Hauler plus another Frostbite. And Frostbite next turn, I mean, they could have a second one in hand. Play their 3rd snow-covered mountain. Meet the requirement of 3 snow permanents, dealing 3 damage and taking out Marauding Raptor. I think they will just take 4, especially if they play their, or if they have that in hand. 3rd Snow Mountain, 2nd Frostbite. Okay. Firing up the Ember Hauler. Well. Let me think. Shifting Ceratops. Get something down that would survive the Brotherhood's End that I'm definitely going next turn. 100%. Make use of Marauding. That would be pretty good, but Marauding might get something big and nasty next turn. At the very least, it could get the Carnage Tyrant with 5 lands. That would be lovely to play, since I am trying to preserve Marauding Raptor. Playing some Dino for 6 or Regis or Alpha could be nice as well. Yeah. It's not pre-recorded, I swear. Okay. I still want to take stuff out, and I still think they'll have something instant speed. They haven't played any goblins, so I think that's got to be the case. Let's just be as aggressive as possible, do lots of stuff, draw out their removal, and hopefully have some creatures left over. And the frostbite, we lose Regisaur, sadly. That's okay. I can get behind that. Marauding Raptor only gets slightly powered up. Of course, the Run Developed Horde Master is not going to block either. They want that Lord to live, powering up all the other goblins, and oh, they do block it. Well, we get the Sneaky Trample. We get through 4 damage still, which is basically the entire amount. Not pre-recorded, yes, no, never. I just named the dino. The dinos love me so much that that's just the next card I draw. That is the ultimate power. It's Heart of the Cards, but also perhaps Dino Whisperer. The goblin certainly felt the rumblings of defeat. Man, we'd be on a streak. Hey, it's good stuff, at the very least. You never know what's going to happen, but Fierce Empath to grab whatever, Nakia, making all the lands, and just focusing on creatures that have abilities would be nice. You can't cast non-creature spells, but if the creature has an ability that costs mana, that does a thing, of course Zakama, other stuff, you can use that extra mana that all lands are tapping for 2. You do that ability a bunch more. Yeah, I think I can make this work. Certainly could be a lot worse. 2 lands, 2 things for 2, Fierce Empath for 2, off of Marauding Raptor, not off of Marauding Raptor. Hopefully it's not Greasefang. That is pretty unfortunate. Yes, good game. All right. Oh, 100%. It's tweaked just enough. The 22 lands is very scary. You know, I say 22 lands and all these dinos. Not too many people play 22 lands, but they don't take into account Nakia, doubling everything, Marauding Huntmaster, Topiary Stomper, Thunderherd Migration. Half of that is stable ramp with a basic land. Marauding and Huntmaster being cost reduction sometimes leads to playing multiple things. You reduce multiple creatures. Stack that all together and, well, we're facing Greasefang. Fortunately, we won't see Parhelion 2 next turn. That's all tapped out. They can't pop Vessel of Nascency yet. Hopefully we live long enough and they just don't assemble the greasy combo. Mirai's Wake, oh, I could see that. Yeah. Oh, I think that is only legal in Historic, but of course, I think I may have to dabble back into it. Explorer didn't exist, so I started off with it, and yeah, it has been nice. Yeah. This is going to be good. Yeah, Mirai's Rake. Go with Carnage Trench. Choose again the biggest, scariest thing that costs less. The least costly thing that Fierce Empath can grab. I'll get rid of Regisaur Alpha. I certainly want to preserve the Naya lands. Nakia. I got Eska's Chariot, so it's going to be a little bit problematic. Yes, definitely taking it into Historic. Man, that is getting my creative juices flowing. The potential of that card. And we'll stop ourselves taking 4. But for us, this game may be no more. Don't think we can come back from this. Liliana of the Veil gonna be their discard outlet. They're gonna send Eska's Chariot to the graveyard before they go to combat. get it again, make a bunch of cats, and it's going to be painful. Well, Carnage Taunt. Now we'll see what happens. Of course, Eska's Chariot is a lot less scary than Parhelion 2. Maybe I get a 5th land next turn. I can go Register Alpha, make a bunch of bodies, explode with Nakia. Being a 5/5 would trade with Eska's Chariot, so maybe they wouldn't want to do that. Of course, if it's in their hand or their graveyard, they're getting it out every turn. We would have to exile Eska's Chariot, which we don't have a way to do so. Yeah. Either way, they would get the Chariot. I'll preserve Shifting and watch our chances slip away. Oof, could we save ourselves potentially with Nakia? Got 12, 14. Let me think. I have to take 2. 6, 12, 1. Possibly. I'm going to pay the 2 life and play her. Nakia blocks Eska's. Shifting blocks one of the cats. For a total of 10. Maybe. Or they just make us sacrifice a creature with Liliana of the Veil. Oh yeah, it definitely seems bad cut. I'm pretty sure I'm dead here, but I just want to die. Okay. Yeah, if they had used Liliana +1, Eska's Chariot into the graveyard, I think I would have been able to save myself. Yeah. Can't get them all the time. Of course, no hide Ferox. If they want to make us discard something, that would be lovely stuff. Would that do the trick? That's the question. Maybe, maybe not. I think I still like keeping everything. Switch Shifting Ceratops. That's what I'm doing. If I'm facing something that isn't blue, it's in black, it's got lots of discard potential. No hide Ferox, I think, seems to make a little bit more sense. Of course, Shifting has trample and haste oftentimes, so that can be nice, getting through a bunch of damage. Of course, this hand's not going to cut it. Maybe if I had 2 Thundered, getting us to 3. Oh, wow, that's way better. My goodness. They better get that turn 3 Greasy Rat, or else it's not going to be fun. Of course, I would love to keep Sakama. Got to send that fantastic option to the bottom. Man, that's tempting. Got to keep it as explosive as possible. Definitely Thunderherd Migration and turn 1 Thoughts. So phew. I was worried there for a second, but 100% Thunderherd Migration gets us to 4 next turn for Vizier of the Menagerie, which I think would be quite lovely. Possibly Marauding, which would get us Nakia off of 4 lands with that 1 reduction. Of course, they could send Parhelion into the graveyard right now, and they do their thing next turn. What do I want to do? I say Vizier of the Menagerie. Hope for the best. Either way, if they do their thing, we will die. We won't be able to outrace the Parhelion and the 2 Angel tokens. Okay, that's not too bad. Not too bad. We lose Nakia, I would think. Possibly Marauding Raptor. Probably Nakia. Gotta be. That's the scariest. Oh, interesting. Vanishing Verse is nice. We do have a land coming up, though, so we know what we're going to get. Beautiful. Ouch. If they don't kill her, we're at 10 mana. Whew. That's where it's at. Hard to top. Well, hopefully we top deck a creature. Any creature we draw, we can play. Zakama, of course, would be net. Pre-recorded. I have one copy. I said it just before I drew it. I swear. It's not pre-recorded. See, YOLO 420 blaze it. Okay. Tap for the white. Colorless, sure, whatever. Red, green. Zakama, untap everything. They die. Dead. Smoke them. Good game. You're not coming back from this. Ooh. Play Nullhide Ferox. Yeah. Let's do a bunch of stuff. Zakama, we're going to take out Rafine's Informant. Yeah. We got enough mana. I can shoot Greasefang at instant speed if they play it. Yeah, let's save as much as possible to do as much pain as possible. If they don't have a sweeper, they die. Doesn't matter. Oof. Got him. Leave the Nullhide Ferox in hand. There's nothing they can do. Play Greasefang, kill Greasefang before it cheats out a vehicle. You get a vehicle, Esika's Chariot, we take that out with Zakama's other ability. Pew, pew, pew. This is kind of like Lotus Fields. Hidden strings, untapping it, making a bunch of mana. They play Zakama. They have it in the sideboard, but I start off with it. No fear, no limits, no excuses, and let's hope we repeat that. Ooh, okay. Well, I definitely know what I'm tweaking after we're done here tonight. Something that involves this mixture, and maybe Zakama as well. Certainly one white is not a hard thing to pay. By the time I get enough to play Zakama, either I have Secluded Courtyard or I have that single plains, hoping to draw the plains, or Topiary Stomper, or Thunderherd Migration to grab it. Then we got the one white for Zakama. We're off to the races, and the opponent's chances may be sinking. Of course, they could just get the turn 3 Parhelion, but sometimes Greasefang can be a little bit inconsistent. They don't assemble quite all the pieces. They stumble slightly, and it does them in. Of course, this hand is not very explosive. There's 12 things for 2, 4 things for 3. That's a lot. There's a very good chance I'll see that, and certainly this hand could be way worse. They could have Liliana of the Veil wanting us to discard a card, which, of course, Nullhide Ferox would be quite fantastic. And Jetmir's Garden, of course. I love seeing that. Ah, so they want to kill Huntmaster with removal. Huntmaster isn't going to power out something. It could just be Grizzly Salvage, of course. I think we could have Huntmaster land correctly. Yes, as I expected. Grizzly Salvage. So Huntmaster sticks around. I figured there might not be a whole lot more than that, and they certainly wanted to do that and get Esika's Chariot with the Greasefang, I think. Ah, Liliana of the Veil. Make a sacrifice Huntmaster. That's okay. I wasn't going to play anything with what I had anyways. Watch Liliana +1 and they deal with a 6/6. They pretty much can't. It's not good. Oh shoot, whatever am I going to discard? Surprise. Of course, Parhelion too. Okay, well, probably does us in. No, you never know. Perhaps we can get something sneaky done. And if I do start to face Greasefang more, of course there is fantastic options for the sideboard to hate on it. But I don't see it often enough. Some sort of catch-all would be good. Rending Volley is quite fantastic. 1 red, 4 damage to a white or blue creature. Smoke Greasefang. Instant speed Graveyard Exile is also quite lovely. Just a wee bit flooded. Took him down in fantastic fashion that second game, though. You see how it all comes together multiple times, basically every match. If things are just tuned a little bit more, it's going to be a beautiful thing. We're not done here. At least one more match coming up. Oh, absolutely. Reckless Rage, of course, pairing Reckless Rage with Ripjaw Raptor. That is like the ultimate classic. I remember using that back in Standard years ago. Man, that is lovely stuff. Reckless Rage dealing 4 damage to target creature for 1 red at instant speed. 2 damage to one of your own creatures, which oftentimes is not good, but you ping Ripjaw Raptor, you draw a card. You ping Ranging Raptors, of course you get a basic land. That is stunning. This hand, not so much, of course. You know what, I'm going to keep it, even though it's slow, with 2 Jetmirs. That will get better if it was just Gruul. I wouldn't feel the need to lean so hard into white. Partly why I brought 2. Of course, I was worried about the risk of seeing multiples early on and being awkward, not having 2 mana untapped on turn 2. But still, we got lots of good bodies, possibly facing maybe mono black, perhaps. They're not going to get rid of everything. We're going to play something eventually. They certainly don't have 4 Thought Seizes in their hand. They wouldn't keep a hand like that, I imagine. Hopefully not. Yeah. Mono black waste not. That certainly is going to be painful. Hopefully Huntmaster sticks around, getting Topiary Stomper next turn. I think they're going to have at least Fatal Foe. Go blank. Well, we're not dead yet. It's got to be something. Nuts. Of course, mono black is very painful, especially when we've... Oh, and you draw 2 of your 3 Nikias so early. All is not lost, though. You know, we're getting to 3 lands eventually. Hopefully drawing a 4th one next turn. The second Topiary Stomper being the 5th one to get to Nikia. Maybe we should just start off with Nullhide Ferox, because mono black waste not, Rakdos. It is pretty common. Sacrifice the Topiary Stomper. I got my benefit for 2 mana basic land. That is certainly where it's at. Unfortunately, they haven't done a whole lot at this point. Would have made us discard much more. Hopefully at least getting Regis or Alpha next turn. Keeping up that fantastic aggression. Well, discard a Nikia. Of course I do have 2 copies, so that's pretty much a no-brainer at this point. Just make a bunch of little zombies. It's not the end of the world. They don't have a second waste not, although they do have Davriel now, which is going to make us discard more stuff. Regis or Alpha. I want to possibly play Nikia next turn. I'm going to risk it, hoping for a 5th land. I think there's a good chance we get it. Ooh, not quite. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Liliana making us discard something. Davriel. Although we only have 1 thing to discard. Yeah, that tends to seal the deal. Well, that's all right. That's all right. Can't always come together, but Nullhide Ferox is like... Gee, I wonder if your deck is based like solely around making us discard things. That's the thing I want to have. Packing the heat. Shifting Ceratops, of course. If I face a thing that discards, take shifting out. Chances are it's not Pard Blue, so again, that does make pretty good sense. Perhaps could trim the curve a little bit lower, but I'll keep it all there. I think it's going to go better than the previous game. It could be worse, but that was pretty rough land-wise. Even with 22, you would expect to hopefully draw some more and hopefully see 2 to start, sadly. Ooh, ouch. Well, it can't all be good. Of course, with live, you can't hide and fudge things to make it seem a little bit better than it is. Definitely both of those. Can't go with Thunderherd Migration right now because there actually is quite a few non-dinos at the moment. Oh, 2 no-hide Ferox as well. Let's see what they do. They're setting up for discarding stuff, killing something. Of course, I can go Thunderherd Migration. Love it. I can pretend like I don't have a dino in hand. That's good. You better go with... oh, if they go blank, I get 2 no-hide Feroxes. Go blank. Do it. You know you wanna. Oh, I still get a no-hide Ferox. That's like the ultimate mess 'em up card. Yeah, beautiful. Definitely still grab the Carnage Tyrant, the cheapest thing I can grab, and yeah, hit him for 6. Tends to do the trick. If they do Davriel again, we get another no-hide. If they want to target no-hide, they have to pay an extra 2 to remove the hexproof from it temporarily. And they definitely don't have enough mana now. Gotcha. Gotta sacrifice one. Not the end of the world. We still get, hopefully, Carnage Tyrant next turn. Draw land. No, don't draw land, but still. Gonna take him down in fantastic fashion. Of course, Davriel would use its final thing, its last hurrah. So we gotta take it out at least. Possibly preserving Carnage Tyrant, but I imagine they're gonna have some other way to discard a thing. It seems like Thoughtseize just remove the chance potentially that we don't lose Carnage, but I think we will. Or Liliana of the Veil makes us sacrifice no-hide. Lots of things could happen. Not a land. Might as well play it because they have a lot of things that just straight up make you discard, and then you don't get a choice. Davriel, Liliana of the Veil, we would have potentially had to send that Secluded Courtyard away. Of course, we lose it here. Man, there is some good potential. A Tally, Primal Conqueror, Tranix Rex, Marauding Raptor, not the best thing in the world, so hopefully there's no fatal push. Phew. There is no fatal push. Nuts. Where's that fantastic top deck when you need it? Shifting Ceratops, Regis, or Alpha. Anything hasty that could take her out. Of course, it's always nice seeing them discard something and, well, back-to-back Maraudings. You never know what it's going to be. Maybe the -2 Liliana. Make us sacrifice it. Tigrid, huh? Well, I don't like that. Not the worst thing in the world that they get a Marauding Raptor. It's going to turn off all the tokens that they have. Null-hide, though, I'm going to try for it. Let's hope they don't make us sacrifice it. Skyreach Sanitarium. Hopefully we draw land. Okay, yeah, that tends to do the trick. Yeah. They would have got a Tally. We would have been forced to discard it. We only had one card, so draw a card, discard. But with Tigrid, whenever we discard or sacrifice a creature, they get it onto the battlefield for them. So Certainly very painful. Hard to deal with, of course, but you know, some tweaking is in order. You know what? I'm going to do another match. For all you guys asleep right now. Hopefully it ends on a positive note. Of course, it's going to be hard to top last night's Azorius. Carnage Tent. Tyvar Stand, Indestructible. 15 with a T-Rex Sweeper. Another T-Rex dead. Oh. Yeah, love it. Oh, I guess I have to love it if I've done it pretty much strictly for years now. Still looking forward years to come, of course, with Lost Caverns of Ixalan later on this year. We're going to be set, dino-wise. Eventually. I certainly do love this song that's playing now. It is like one of my new favorites. Oh, we're seeing vehicles. Probably Gruul Vehicles, I would imagine. Yeah. Surprised I haven't seen it sooner. Gruul Vehicles on the play with the turn 2 Reckless Stormseeker. Certainly is going to be pretty painful. Going to try the best though. Huntmaster, possibly Marauding plus Shifting next turn. Though I imagine they may have some removal. They do. Stomp from Bonecrusher Giant is classic and fantastic. Attacking with the lovely Mutavaults. Total of 5 this turn. That may be it for us. Gonna go with double Marauding. I expect at least one to be killed. If I play both, might mean that I have at least one next turn. For Nakia. Sky Sovereign. Well, that's rough. Definitely not blocking. I like it. Now could Nakia... Yeah, I know we're definitely doing it. If we can survive, keep everything alive, it might be nice. Total of 8 mana, 10 if Nakia is okay, yeah. You got the Akroan War, of course. Gruul Vehicles nowadays often starts off with that. Does the trick against creature-based stuff. Shifting Ceratops is... let's take it out. Tyvar Stand. Protect the key stuff. That's the hope. Of course, Back to Nature might be nice. Leave 2 up when they played the Akroan War. We just sweep it. Get back our creature. They invested 4 mana. We spent 2. Beautiful. Or just Thrashing Brontodon, of course. Effectively, it's the Akroan War for 4 to destroy Thrashing Brontodon. If we have 1 mana to take it out, they'd play it. We'd sack it. That's pretty good. I think I might start off with Thrashing Brontodon, potentially. Over Tranquil Throwback. I don't think there's enough graveyard-wise that I'm worried about seeing often. So just Thrashing Brontodon being a lovely 3-4, always a 3-4. And then whenever we need to, pop it at instant speed to take out any artifact or enchantment. But this hand is... that's not going to do it. Well, that could. No, we've got 2 later on. 2 on turn 2 from Rotting, and hopefully eventually 1 left over to protect it with Tyvars. 3rd land next turn would be lovely if Marauding is sticking around, if it doesn't get killed by Obliterating Bolt. It gets killed by Obliterating Bolt. Hashtag pre-recorded. Lord Judgment. Ah, good stuff. A Trapjaw Tyrant fan. Yes, yes indeed. Trapjaw Tyrant is lovely stuff. Certainly more lovely than the current state of affairs. We have 2 mana. We're staring down 5 from the opponent. I imagine that's probably it, but yeah, can't win them all. Of course, we've seen many flashes of brilliance tonight with all the stuff that's going on. It just takes a little bit more tweaking. We'll wait one more turn, see what happens, but I imagine that's definitely it for us. Yeah. Come to think of it, maybe Trapjaw Tyrant is the ticket. Tyvar stand, of course, you want to protect Trapjaw Tyrant. If you've exiled a bunch of creatures, they're probably going to be gunning for Trapjaw to kill it, to get back all their stuff. So if you can keep it alive, make it indestructible, or just give it hexproof to stop that removal, that would be good. Yeah. And we'll see. We'll see if I add it in. Maybe 3 Trapjaw Tyrants, something like that. Yeah. You know what? One more match. I know I said that was the last one, but let's do it. That one was pretty fast. Of course, Gruul Vehicles can be fast. Unfortunately, not quite in our favor. Oh yes, 3 is good. I think 4 is maybe overkill. It is so impactful against a lot of stuff. I mean, Gruul Vehicles, oftentimes, like I was saying, starts off with 4 Crowan Wars, which could be very bad against control matchups. Maybe those aren't so common, so they feel comfortable with the a Crowan War. Of course, Rakdos Midrange, Mono Green Devotion seem like the most popular stuff. Both of those decks have pretty powerful and impactful creatures. So I think more often than not, the Crowan War would be useful. Pretty nasty. Send a tally to the bottom, the most expensive thing still left in the hand. Hopefully seeing 3 for Topiary, but yeah. Another back-to-back Gruul Vehicles. Okay. And we see that 3rd land, thankfully. Perhaps it's going to be a little bit too slow, but hey. I expected to see Gruul Vehicles more. They won this previous weekend's tournament in Dallas, I believe. I was surprised that I didn't see it at all last night. Definitely get to 4. Hopefully 5 next turn for Nakia, and hopefully they don't have the Crowan War coming up. That might do it. Painful stuff. Crewing Essica's Chariot, giving it haste with Reckless Stormseeker, making another cat. Of course, Brotherhood's End, I think, is pretty fantastic against this deck. You take out the cats, the Stormseeker, possibly the Scavenging Ooze, Mutavault if they've made it a creature, but yeah, we're definitely not winning against that fantastic explosive potential. I'm going to trim Wakenings. Trim some of that, the top. Actually, bring in Wakening Suns Avatar. It would be super satisfying to see it come down, smoke everything, even though I think it's probably a little bit too slow. I could tweak things, get a bunch more bodies that are cheaper, increase the chances of having some good stuff online, and maybe be able to slow the fantastic Gruul Vehicles down at least a little bit. Yeah, I think this is worth a try. I like seeing Brotherhood's End and the Topiary Stomper. If I get to 3, definitely I'll get to 2 sources of red. Even if the 3rd land is a forest, Topiary grabs that single mountain that I have in the list. Well, it is a play. That is also quite fantastic. Cross your fingers, no obliterating bolts. Don't have to worry about stomp, fortunately. Oof. Oh. I was getting worried there for a second. Okay, there we go, like I say. Topiary Stomper. Our second source of red. We're off to the races. Hopefully smoke them quite nicely. We do have to take 5 damage from Lovestruck Beast, although Riding Raptor is going to die, so we'll just block Lovestruck. That's fine by me. If Marauding was going to die next turn anyways, might as well stop myself from taking 5 damage this turn. Play another Dork. Do it. Oh, the Scavenging Ooze. They can only get Scavenging Ooze to 3. This is like the best turn of events I could have hoped for. Smoke them. They can gain 1 life, but still. At least they couldn't put 2 counters on it. Hopefully they don't have another 1/1 so that they can attack with the Lovestruck Beast. And hopefully we bought ourselves enough time there. Well, only hit for 3. That's not too bad. Definitely that Topiary Stomper. Topiary Stomper. Oh, okay, nuts. Yeah, that tends to do the trick. And they got a 1/1. Reckless Stormseeker giving the other Lovestruck Beast haste. Hitting us for 12, 13. We definitely were done for. Some fast matches, that's for sure. Lord Judgment, anybody else watching right now later on? It was fantastic overall. Of course, Gruul Vehicles was on my mind. I'm excited to tweak this list, whether I keep White, play with Trapjaw Tyrant. Of course, the exile animation of Trapjaw Tyrant, when it enters and whenever it exiles a creature, just coming up from below, snapping. You see that vampire just wail in pain and fear. Never gets old. All right, have a good one. All you guys watching, tomorrow morning, whenever it is, right now, later on, have a good rest of your time zone, and hope to see you later. There's a lemon to show you out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Take a bite out of that like button, and peace. Have a good one.